That's 701-235-0119. At Collins & Kronk, you matter.
Raymond James Financial Services, Inc., member FINRA, SIPC. Collins & Kronk is not a broker-dealer and is independent of Raymond James Financial Services.
And welcome to Weather and Ag in Focus. Thanks for joining us today. It's Wednesday, 107 right now. Temperatures outside near 30 degrees. A northeast wind at 13 miles per hour. Thanks for joining us. Fun things on the show today. I'm meteorologist Justin Storm. I'm here with Chief Meteorologist Dean Wysocki and Ag Director Bridgette Readel. And guys, I'm looking at the sheet of the stuff that we get to talk about today, and I'm kind of excited.
I didn't put anything weird or related to UFOs on there. I don't know why you're excited.
I'm surprised you
didn't. Those are your favorite things.
Well, look, we get to talk about world phosphate solutions, unique weed control, weed science, soil science, and even better, grain dust explosions.
Kaboom. Don't we have a big boom sound that we could use, guys?
You know, we got to get
looking.
one of those queued up. This show's going to be dynamite.
Okay, I'll find one.
Dynamite.
We can't.
I'm ready. Who's got the lighter? Let's light this fuse.
Yeah, you can't just use the cow moo from the Fisher-Price barn. That's not going to be quite the same thing for everybody.
It's up there in hype, but it's not the same level.
I want a bucket of chicken.
That's not it either.
That's close.
Okay, here's the fun part. Dean and I are in studio, and now he's just randomly pushing buttons. So I'm okay with this so far. So I'm in studio. I was just up at the Fargo Dome for the International Sugar Beet Institute. This has been going on since 1961. This is an educational seminar. They also have a trade show. There is a machine up there by ROPA. This thing is a self-propelled sugar beet harvester. So I want you to think about something that looks like a combine, but on the front, where a combine, like a corn header would be, this is actually what would lift the beets out of the ground. And so it kind of looks like a header, and it's got these great big giant claws to pop the beets out of the ground.
Oh, wow.
And it goes up into a basket, and then that will come on out and dump into a truck. And the thing is just massive. I should have got a picture next to it. I might go back up and do that.
What's the price tag on this?
Yeah.
If we have to ask, we can't afford it. That's the rule here. But it was pretty neat. I got a chance to visit with a number of folks up there, not only from North Dakota growers, Minnesota. This is a place where the folks that raise for Southern Minnesota sugar beet growers co-op down by Renville, they were up here too. So it's good to hear what's going on in different areas of the sugar beet growing regions.
Cool.
Yeah, it's great.
Oh, that's super cool. Yeah. You said this thing was like, was it autonomous, was it?
Yeah, this is self-driving.
Is that the word you use?
Well, I don't want to call it autonomous. There's still an operator in the cab, but it's not like most operations that you see here in the Red River Valley where we have a tractor pulling an implement, the lifter or the beet topper. This is all self-propelled, doing it on its own. Like a giant combine. I mean, like bigger than a combine.
I mean, that's super cool.
Yeah.
Did you say you grabbed pictures of it, or you didn't?
I didn't. Let me see if I can find a photo online that I can send to you, because you and your whole equipment fascination, you're going to love it. What button did you push now?
That's not a button.
Hold on.
I don't know what he's doing.
There was supposed to be.
You're going to get us in trouble. You watch out what little tones you're playing.
It said it was backup trucks.
Suddenly, this is like a Bugs Bunny with the dynamite, from an Acme tool company.
It is.
Like where this is going.
Oh, my. Well, if anyone wants to join in on this conversation,
please
it's
join
almost
us.
Friday. Pick up the phone, join us. We're going off the rails already, and you can come on with us, 701-293-9000. Anything you want to talk about, drop a comment, join our conversation.
We've got a great guest today coming up, too.
We do. We're going to have we have Penny Nestor. She's with North Dakota State Extension. She is a county agent, and she's going to talk about Annie's Project, which Annie's Project has been around for a while. It's really been focused on farm wives, helping them bring more clarity to farm finance and programs, and probably some other things that we aren't even aware of.
Well, and as we learned, I believe it was last month, I can't remember who he had on, but saying that like most of the ladies are doing most of the accounting.
A lot of the accounting
in the farm industry. So
yep, absolutely. And you get folks that marry in from off farm, and this is a big operation. I mean, these are big businesses. There's a lot of things to keep track of. Not just your taxes, but your regular P&Ls. You've got land payments. You've got landlords to work with. There's a lot.
A lot of commas and dollar signs moving around.
Yeah.
Did you see? There was a billboard in town here. It's a new show. I think it's called Farmer Needs a Wife.
Yeah.
Did you see
Yes.
that?
It's a TV show.
Yes.
Okay.
I cannot bring myself to watch that because I feel like it's so contrived. I can't do it.
Are you trying to tell me it's not real?
Did you sign up?
No, I'm not a farmer.
He might now. He doesn't own a farm though.
I need the
so
farm.
they kicked him off. He didn't get past qualifying round
I
one.
got to the first round, and they're like, "Where's your farm?"
Okay.
I'm like, "It's a simulator."
Okay.
But okay, we keep talking about your air quotes chickens and cow and whatnot. So
Is that legally a farm though? I don't mean
Apparently, 0.15 acres doesn't count as a farm.
it does. I guess not.
well, okay, wait. There are some veggie farms that are small. Maybe you just need to plant a garden. Dean.
There you go. Okay.
So we can get
Put
you
the
on.
garden boxes out. That's what your issue is.
So next season,
I told you. We even had Randy Nelson on to help you out.
He did.
next season, Dean's going on
think you
Farmer
skipped
Needs a
out.
Wife.
Farmer Needs a Wife. I'll be on there.
So here's a fun story, Dean. I'm gonna bring this one up. Because I vaguely remembered. I want to hear the story again. That you applied for one of these dating shows or something, you
Hold
made
the
it to like
phone.
the final round.
I had to. I worked in TV at the time, so I had to okay it with my boss. I'm like, listen, I'm one of the finalists to go on this. It's a reality dating show.
What show was it?
I'm not telling you.
Was it The Bachelor?
No, it was not The Bachelor.
I can guarantee you, I'm just
But
going to make things up about it now.
I had to sign a stack. I mean, literally, it was a small book of papers you had to sign release forms on. From if you get injured, if you get somebody pregnant.
Dean, that was the prenup.
It might have been.
You didn't know it.
No doubt. So
You were selling your house.
Better than selling him.
I was ready. They were going to fly. They was being filmed in Atlanta, and they were ready to fly us out. And at the last minute, the show got canceled. So
Shocker.
yeah. I'll tell you off air what it was. I'm sure you'll know who it was. I think I told Justin. He's like, "Who's that?"
I'll tweet it later.
Yeah, you'll know who it is. You'll know who it is. So so that was my brush with fame almost. Thank goodness I didn't get on there. But if you made it, it was like I think it was $1,000 an episode if you made it to the next round.
I'd have bargained up.
And then it was $10,000 if you made it to the final episode.
Oh, you weren't even doing this for true love. You wanted the money.
Well, if you know who it was, I'll tell
you. Probably take the money too.
You'll know what I'm talking. Well, it had to do.
This is going to make my head hurt. I know
it had to do, and I'm sure there's some people out there. Her daughter was famous. She lost a lot of weight, and she was going to start this. It was date so and so, or so and so is looking for a husband.
You were going to be on The Real Housewives?
It was something. No, it wasn't. It wasn't that.
You could be the heir to a vodka empire if you had.
Hey, man. I knew I missed that. I knew I missed the train somewhere.
Woman finds weatherman.
Okay. Hey, speaking of weatherman, people actually will listen to us to hear the weather. Anybody want to do that?
Yeah. How about we do that, Justin?
Just shock
Oh, yeah.
This train went off the track.
Change.
Holy cow.
Right.
We've got some
more butt.
Yeah, we've got a decent day on tap for today with temperatures right around the freezing mark. Some spots getting above freezing. There is some light precip on radar. A little wintry mix coming in from the west, so a little light wintry mix for the rest of the afternoon into the evening hours. And then we'll see a little band of light snow coming through here around the midnight hours. So that's on a cool front. Actually, we'll call it a cold front because behind that, blustery conditions. Winds will whip out of the north at about 20 to 40 after midnight, producing, guess what, more blowing snow. So those roadways are going to get coated up again. More scattered snow showers Thursday and Friday. Not looking at much in the way of accumulation, half inch or so here in the FM area, maybe an inch, that'd be pushing it. A little bit more, maybe an inch or so in the far northern valley, but the blowing snow is going to be the big concern. So those roadways tomorrow and Friday are going to get iced up again from the blowing snow. Please be careful. There was a lot of accidents yesterday. It's going to be very similar to that, except the wind's coming out of the north.
Can you
instead
see
of the
my
south.
eyes rolling one more time on the roads, guys? One more.
Yeah. But and cold too. Highs only in the teens, and nighttime lows in the single digits, either side of zero. Wind chills by Saturday morning, and even Friday and Saturday morning. 10 to 25 below zero. Welcome to January 75th.
This is insane.
This doesn't end. Yep.
Spring. Spring is March 21st. I would like to remind you of that.
It's Tuesday?
I'm giving you
No,
the
Monday.
evil eye over here.
Yeah.
Next week is spring.
Yeah.
Bring it.
Yeah,
I've had about
she
enough.
is giving me the evil eye too. Okay,
Oh,
we'll get you 30s in
home.
here. We'll get you 30s in here for next week. How's that?
Today is my day to be argumentative. Here we go.
Yeah, I see.
I love it. This is great.
Oh, Justin's just reveling in it. He has only had 3 hours of sleep, so he's just happy somebody's not attacking him.
No doubt.
I'm just back here. I'm watching. I'm seeing the glares. I'm seeing the eyes roll, and I'm seeing the veins pop in Dean's head. And
I love this.
And you can watch all of it too if you are watching us, because we live stream on Facebook and YouTube every single day. Just search our channel, Weather and Ag in Focus. How'd you like that segue?
That was excellent.
Liked it.
You
That
want
was
to let
great.
folks
It's like
know
I
that we got
planned
to.
it.
Well, and now we can segue into the fact that we have a guest. We're going to get her lined up. We'll have Penny on the line. We are going to take a moment right now to catch up with sponsors, etc. And when we come back, we will have our guest, Penny Nestor. And eventually we're going to talk about some ag headlines because, as Justin said, they're super cool. We'll do that after this.
When was the last time you had a made-from-scratch pizza, all the way down to the dough? That's what they do with their pizzas at O'Kelly's Bar and Grill in Fargo. Handmade from scratch, fresh every day, including the dough. And you know what else? You can use those same made-from-scratch pizzas for fundraising. If your group is looking for new, easy ways to raise money, O'Kelly's is there to help. Your organization can sell pizzas, soup, and stew for fundraising. Just talk to Tori at O'Kelly's. O'Kelly's, delicious food, priced right. I-29 in Maine in Fargo.
I'll second guest dinners with friends because they can be interrupted by diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or oily stools. It turns out I have EPI, or exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, which means I'm missing the enzymes needed to digest food. My doctor prescribed Creon, pancrelipase, an oral prescription medication that replaces pancreatic digestive enzymes. Creon treats EPI due to cystic fibrosis, chronic pancreatitis, pancreatectomy, or other conditions.
Creon may increase your chance of fibrosing colonopathy, a rare bowel disorder. Tell your doctor if you have a history of intestinal blockage or scarring or thickening of your bowel wall, if you're allergic to pork, or if you have gout, kidney problems, or worsening of painful swollen joints. Call your doctor if you have any unusual or severe gastrointestinal symptoms or allergic reactions. Take Creon as directed by your doctor and always with food. Do not chew capsules as this may cause mouth irritation. Other side effects may include blood sugar changes, gas, dizziness, sore throat, and cough. These are not all the side effects of Creon.
Creon is the #1 prescribed EPI treatment. Ask your doctor about Creon for EPI and visit creoninfo.com or call 800-633-9110 to learn more. That's CREONinfo.com.
The Dell Technologies semi-annual sale starts now with limited quantity deals on select performance PCs powered by 12th Gen Intel Core processors. Save on select Vostro laptops with built-in security features and select Latitude laptops with enhanced privacy, collaboration, and connectivity. Save on select essential accessories plus free shipping and special financing with Dell Business Credit. Call a Dell Technologies advisor at 877-ASK-DELL. That's 877-ASK-DELL.
Hi, Teresa here from the Fargo Red Wing Shoe Store. Stop in and check out our Ultimate Fit event during the month of March. Our team of certified fit specialists are trained in tradition and technology. We'll measure your feet for ultimate fit to ensure your safety and comfort. This way, you can focus on getting your job done right. During Red Wing Shoes' Ultimate Fit event, you will save on your boots and even get a free accessory when you purchase 3 boot care products. Save this March during Red Wing's Ultimate Fit event, 3003 Main Avenue in Fargo. Red Wing Shoes for ultimate durability.
Nancy Kelly Realty is here for you. We would love to show you around. Looking for the simplicity of country living? Then welcome home to Colfax Meadows in Colfax, North Dakota. An easy 25-minute drive from Fargo or Wahpeton. We have half and 1 acre lots starting at $22,500 with a 2-year tax exemption on new homes and low specials. Build your dream home, raise a family, or retire in the country. Colfax Meadows has a place for you. Find us at nancykellyrealty.com.
Do you love working on cars but don't love your current job? If so, we need to talk. Hi, I'm Matthew Carlson, owner of Fix It Forward Auto Care. We're a family-owned full-service auto repair shop looking to hire skilled automotive technicians. With our state-of-the-art shops, great work environment with competitive pay and benefits, you'll enjoy a great job with a bigger purpose and a lot of opportunity for advancement. Visit FixItForwardAutoCare.com to apply. Fix It Forward Auto Care, the name you trust for car repair.
Fix It Forward Auto Care.
North Dakota winters can be freezing cold, making many things brittle. Some days it's like the air is made of broken glass.
Some don't care, like snowmen don't care. They love the cold. But the cold is mean and hard on cars. and homes.
North Dakota temperatures combined with strong winds makes for a monster cutting through our home's windows and doors.
Just like a robber, they'll steal your heat, your comfort, even the peaceful silence you enjoy at home. I'm Jaden.
And I'm Andrew, the manager of the window and door store in Fargo. We've been helping North Dakotans find the right replacement windows and doors for 16 years.
Whether you want to replace 1 or 2 windows or more, we'll go to your home or business when it works for you and show you windows and doors that are made to stand up to North Dakota weather in every season.
We'll give you a no obligation, no pressure estimate.
We give everyone our lifetime guarantee on the installation of our windows.
The Window and Door Store in Fargo. Better windows, better doors.
Pucklet Chevrolet Buick GMC in Valley City makes it easy to find your next Chevrolet Buick GMC or pre-owned vehicle by offering a great selection at our best prices possible.
Welcome to WDAY Weather and Ag in Focus. So glad you have joined us today. Listen to our little Hawaiian theme. I always think about luau's every time that plays.
Well, it's a warming feel.
Oh, good, because spring's
There's a pig
never
roast going on Wysocki Beach tonight.
Well, and that's because spring is never coming, according to you two. And you two would be the meteorologists, Justin Storm and Dean Wysocki, Chief. So here we are. We should probably kind of clean this mess up because our first part of the show we were a little distracted, so I apologize to our guest, Penny. Penny Nestor is joining us. She is with NDSU Extension. We're going to try to be better, but there are no guarantees for you, Penny, so just best of luck to hang out with us here for a little while. We're a little all over the board.
Oh, that's perfectly fine. I can roll with the punches.
We like to have fun, that's for sure.
We do. We like to have fun. We like beef. We like beer, and we try not to punch unless Dean needs it. Then I'm walking right over there.
Sometimes he's asking for it.
So Penny Nestor is joining us due to something called Annie's Project. And I've heard this term off and on over the last few years, but give us a little history and a rundown of what is Annie's Project, brought to us by North Dakota State University Extension.
So I'm glad that I got to talk about Annie's Project because it is my favorite program that NDSU Extension offers. So Annie's Project is a 6-week program that we offer to groups of women to learn about agriculture. So primarily we focus on risk management in agriculture, and it's open to all women, whether they are just starting out on an operation or experienced in a farming operation, or maybe just want to learn more about agriculture. And we go over different topics that people struggle with in agriculture. Things like marketing, communicating, estate planning, those important things that all of us in agriculture sometimes have questions on. And it's just a program for women. And it is usually a 6-session course. Sometimes we fit it into 4. Sometimes it's online, virtually. Sometimes it's face-to-face. But our goal is to connect women in a community.
Okay, we have lots of questions. I think Dean's already got one.
You saw my mouth open and you knew.
You aren't catching flies with that.
So,
Keep it going here.
So, Penny, do you think the ag community is a little more educated now in terms of finances than it was, let's say, 10 years ago? And if so, what do you attribute that to?
Oh, that's a great question. So definitely, I think that we are forced to be more astute to finances and knowing where our money is going. I think that a lot of us in the farming community think of our farms and ranches as a way of life, but we're trying to remind people that they're also a business. So definitely with the way the world is going and with technology, we have to be more up to date with our finances and our marketing decisions. The days of just randomly picking a date to sell cattle or to take grain to the elevator is kind of past us. So we need to be more innovative in how we market things.
And do you feel that more of the males or females are doing the financing now in the ag community?
I think it's a bit of both. I think that our agricultural community has changed a lot in the last years, so women are taking a more active role and approach in working in those different aspects of agriculture, but it all depends on the operation. I think that some of us are better suited for making those type of decisions than others. And one fun thing that we talk about in Annie's is that sometimes research has found that women are able to sometimes make better marketing decisions because they take the emotion out of it.
Okay, I was totally going to hit on that.
Tidbit.
That's so true. That's so true.
Penny is
it
spot
really
on.
is.
I have
Yeah.
been told that more and more often, that if you have, if you're the guy who's doing the production in the field, you have a much more of an emotional tie to being able to sell it. Women generally aren't bigger risk takers, but they're good marketers. That's why they are 60 to 70% of consumer buying decisions across the board in all industries. And so when you look at that, that makes total sense. You raise the grain, she sells it and gets a good price. That's awesome.
That's a good combination.
I got a question for you, Penny. For those that have taken the courses, what is the feedback that you're hearing from them after they get done taking these courses and learning the things that they need to learn? And then after that, when they get a little further into work, into their careers, do you hear any feedback of how Annie's project helped them succeed to where they are currently?
Oh, definitely. So, Annie's project is that 6-week course typically, but a lot of the Annie's project groups still connect even after Annie's project. So Annie's project is kind of the core program, but we also have another program that's called Annie's Inspired that can take, those additional thoughts and additional wants from that group and do a different type of a program. So maybe it's a day program to learn more about marketing. Maybe it's a get-together to go over what's going on with the women that were in the traditional group and do something fun. So definitely we have a lot of feedback of people that want to stay connected as a community in those groups. And the other feedback we get is some people have what we like to call aha moments, like, that is why my husband does things the way he does, and it's because X, Y, and Z, which I learned from Annie's. So a lot of that does come back every once in a while, that you run into people that you've had the program with, and they thank you and tell you their story.
And that was my next question. You kind of hinted at that, Penny. Where'd you come up with the name Annie's Project?
So Annie's actually isn't just a North Dakota thing. So Annie's is a nationwide program. It's a nonprofit course. So everyone that teaches Annie's has to be certified. It's has roots in extension from University of Illinois. Originally started Annie's Project, one of their professors there, and she based this program off of the story of her mother. So Annie is a real person. She grew up in northern Illinois and in a small town, and her dream in the 1940s was to marry a farmer. And in 1947, she actually was able to marry that farmer, and she spent the rest of her life learning about that egg operation. So Annie's role in that farming operation was to keep records and to make some of those basic marketing decisions. So even in the ups and the downs of agriculture, when the farm struggled, Annie always went back to her records that she took for the operation, and that is how they made their decisions. And Annie unfortunately passed away in 1997, but when she did pass away, she was a millionaire and was very successful in her operation.
That's awesome. And Penn, do you happen to know, I grew up in a small town in northern Illinois. Do you know what town it was that Annie grew up in offhand?
I do not.
Sorry to put you on the spot.
We're going to be searching that.
That is not in my bio. They weren't that specific.
Okay.
So.
Just curious.
Well, I'm sure we can probably Google that here at the bottom of the hour. We're speaking with Penny Nestor at NDSU Extension. We're talking about Annie's Project. If you want to call in with a question for Penny or for us, feel free to do so. 701-293-9000. It's 1:31. When we come back, we'll pick up this conversation. We look forward to hearing from you as well.
Red Wing Shoes, Labor Masters, and WDAY Radio have joined forces during the month of March to give one lucky winner a brand new pair of Red Wing work boots. During the month of March, stop in and register at Fargo Red Wing Shoe Store, Labor Masters, or call in when you hear this.
These boots are made for walking, and that's just what they'll do. Start walking.
We'll draw the name of the lucky winner during my show, The Jay Thomas Show, on Friday, March 31st. The Red Wing Boot Giveaway. Go to WDAYRadioNow.com for details.
It's playoff time for Spud Boys basketball tonight on 970 WDAY, 93.1 FM. Once again, Moorhead takes on the Warriors of Brainerd. Tonight's winner moves on to the section championship for the right to play at Target Center in the state tournament. Tip-off, it's at 6 o'clock tonight. Moorhead and Brainerd, 970 WDAY, 93.1 FM.
It's Big Game James McCarty and Jace Denman here, and we want to help you have a fun St. Patrick's Day. We will be at O'Kelly's to give away 2 pair of all-session passes to the Frozen Face-Off at the XL Energy Center.
Join us this Wednesday, the 15th, as we will be live at O'Kelly's broadcasting from 2 to 5 p.m.
O'Kelly's has great food and beverage specials all week long.
That's this Wednesday, the 15th, for a chance to win a pair of tickets to all 3 games of the Frozen Face-Off at O'Kelly's, I-29 in Maine and Fargo.
For 20 years, Kilborn Group has invested in historical redevelopment and mixed-use infill designed to create a vibrant 18-hour city. As downtown Fargo grows, so does demand for living in this walkable neighborhood. We have 2 new Opportunity Zone projects underway to meet that demand, and we invite you to invest with us. Both are Class A multifamily projects with market-leading amenities. For more on our Opportunity Zone Investment Fund, click invest at kilborngroup.com or call 701-773-5017.
Don't worry about it. Just take it to Bailey's.
Hi, I'm Rinda, and we have teenage drivers. Therefore, we have had the opportunity, or should I say opportunities, to utilize many of the services that Bailey's has to offer. From minor scratches to major dent repairs, the team at Bailey's does not disappoint. They work with our busy schedules and within our budget. We love Bailey's so much that we give their detailing packages as gifts as well.
Check out Bailey's Auto Body for your collision repair needs at Bailey'sAutoBody.com.
Just take it to Bailey's.
So, folks, everyone is talking about one place for news. It's Newsmax. I love it and watch it all the time. You need to watch Newsmax, too. It's becoming one of the most popular channels in America. Each night I tune in for Greta Van Susteren, Rob Schmidt, Eric Bowling, Greg Kelly, and a lot more. No surprise, Newsmax is already the 4th highest-rated cable news channel and growing fast. You can get Newsmax on most cable systems. Just check your channel guide. If they don't carry Newsmax, switch to one that does. And remember, Newsmax is also free on streaming. Just go to Samsung Plus, Roku, Xumo, Pluto, Vizio, Apple, and more to tune in. You can even download the free Newsmax app on your smartphone and start watching now. Millions are making the switch to Newsmax. I made the switch. You can too. Because Newsmax is real news for real people. Newsmax.
The chilly weather is here whether we like it or not. And the team at Precision Concrete Cutters Ramjack North wants you to know that because Mother Nature doesn't rest this time of year, neither do we. The frost and snow create moisture in the ground, and this can cause stress on your foundation. Precision Concrete Cutters Ramjack North, we have the solution for every basement problem.
So when Mother Nature strikes, contact your complete foundation experts, the team at Precision Concrete Cutters Ramjack North. Go to PCCND.com. That's PCCND.com.
Has the bear market devastated your portfolio? If you're tired of financial salespeople who just sell you a product and move on, then it's time to call Collins & Kronk today. See how they're different. At Collins & Kronk, they start with a plan and a strategy, then proactively manage your money to meet your goals. Call the team at Collins & Kronk, 701-235-0119. That's 701-235-0119. Raymond James Financial Services, Inc., member FINRA SIPC. Collins & Kronk is not a broker-dealer and is independent of Raymond James Financial Services.
Olivet Lutheran Church in Fargo invites you to join us for worship Sunday mornings at 8:30 and 10:30 and Wednesday evenings at 6. During this time of Lent, our theme is No Greater Love, where we will reflect on God's love for us through the death of Jesus on the cross. Our sanctuary is also open Wednesdays during lunch for individual reflection and prayer, where you can light a candle, leave a prayer at the cross, or simply be still. For more information and to watch all of our services online, go to allofit.org.
Welcome to WDAY Weather and Ag in Focus. I'm Bridgette, Readel, Ag Director, joined by our meteorologist, Justin Storm, meteorologist extraordinaire, and Chief Meteorologist Dean Wysocki. And so glad that you're here. Hope that you are calling in to ask questions because we have a fabulous guest today. And you can reach us at 701-293-9000. If you're shy, send us emails, weather or ag at flagfamily.com. Our guest, as I said, is Penny Nestor. She is with NDSU Extension Service, and we're talking about Annie's Project. And so Annie's Project is familiar to a lot of us in the farm community. It's been around for a little bit of time. But I do have the question for you, Penny. Do you find that participants in Annie's Project are those who are married in or are extremely new to the farm, or is it more of those who have been part of a farm family but want to improve their skills? Any or any direction either way you think that you're seeing more of your participants?
I think it depends on the community, but honestly, most of the Annie's projects that I've hosted in this state have been a mix. So, and I actually like it when it's a mix because sometimes our younger generation, our older generation can communicate together and share their experiences and their different philosophies on things. So, as we're going through the education portion, maybe we have a question come up and the presenter can't answer it, but somebody else in the group can answer it because they've experienced that and lived through it. So, and I should mention that this year is the 20th anniversary of Annie's Project as well. So it has been going on for 20 years.
This has been an outstanding project for so many. And do you have a rough estimate how many participants have gone through it in North Dakota? Do you have a total for that over the 20 years?
I do not have a total for North Dakota. Nationwide, I know that 19,000 women have gone through an Annie's Project program in the country. So I think there's only 8 states in the country that don't have a trained Annie's facilitator program. So that's pretty phenomenal when you look at that whole aspect of it.
Based on what you said earlier about the founder of Annie's Project, her mom, when she passed away, was a millionaire, and that's who this project is based off of. That's a potential of 19,000 millionaires out there in my book. That's what we're promoting.
That's awesome.
I think that's fabulous.
Wow.
Another question for you here, Penny, is do you talk about cybersecurity? I mean, that's a topic on farm and agribusiness that's been really bigger and bigger all throughout the year of 2022 is coming into 2023, and it's a topic I speak on with a variety of farm groups. But is that something that you've delved into with Annie's Project as well, is on-farm cybersecurity?
It is a topic that the National Annie's Project is involved in. On the local level, we haven't quite gotten to that point yet, but it's something that definitely everyone needs to be more concerned about and aware of. So there is some initial attempts to start the conversation across the country and provide more education and tips to protect yourself.
Well, here's Bridgette's offer to say, when you need me, call me. We'll see if we can make something work.
Awesome. We'll take you up on that offer.
Okay. So what's your most asked question within your groups? Is there a way to break that down and say this comes up every single time that we want to make sure we answer it?
Marketing questions always are usually the top questions that I get. It depends on what type of group you're working with, if it's more of a ranch community or more of a grain farming community, what those marketing questions entail. But usually our marketing night is the longest night, and it's probably the night that we get the most feedback of people wanting more information on, just the basics of marketing, how things work, basis, futures, how all of this works, that world marketing and how that fits into your own operation and how you can use those tools in your own operation.
I gotta say, I feel like I should attend part of that because I'm really good at killing the weeds in your field, but I really suck at selling your grain. So maybe I need to be there for that night.
And Penny, we had a caller call in. They couldn't stay on the line to hold, but they wanted to know what's your favorite thing about Annie's project, and then where do you see the program in 5 to 10 years from now?
Awesome. So my favorite thing about Annie's is that every group of women that I've had, and I've had 6 or 7 groups over the years, is different. So each group comes out with different questions, different desires, different focuses that we try to tailor each of the programs to work with that group of women. So that is my favorite thing. How I see Annie in 5 years, definitely, I think there is always going to be a place for Annie's, just because it's a safe spot for women in agriculture to go over those basic questions that they have regarding to risk management. And we're always going to have these questions, communication, estate transition, understanding USDA programs. Those are always going to be something that we're going to have to deal with. So I see Annie's project being similar in 5 years, but I also see expanding. So bringing in new things, new topics to talk about, like the cybersecurity aspect of things, ag and technology and how that works for your operation, or how you can make the numbers work for your operation. Things like that I totally see in the next 5 years.
Right. Well, technology is evolving at such a fast pace, and it's getting incorporated into ag at an even faster pace. I mean, it wasn't too long ago, and there was very little technology involved in it at all. Now we're worrying about cybersecurity for farms. Who would have guessed a farmer could get cyber attacked? Drones are being incorporated for surveying as well as with farms and cattle. So I think that's super cool. I also wanted to ask, how long did you say that you've been a part of Annie's project again?
So I've worked in extension in both South Dakota and North Dakota, and it's been close to 15 years now. So when I was in South Dakota, I had a great mentor in South Dakota that included me on some of their Annie's Project programming. And since then, I've become my own facilitator and helped other agents learn about Annie's Project and facilitated programs in their counties. So probably for the last 13, 14 years, I've been involved. So
Okay, so
not quite
going
20.
back to so going back to how fast technology has been being brought into ag and needing to learn more about it, how it works, how the two are connected. Within these last 10 to 15 years, what are a couple of the things that you've seen changed or new things that have been added that you've started to explain or teach a little bit more in depth than maybe you didn't when you first started off with this?
Definitely, we've incorporated more tools to help people figure out FSA and USDA programs. So when I initially started Annie's programming, we didn't really talk very much about the Farm Bill. In the last few years, depending on the year and what the enrollment is like, sometimes we spent whole nights talking about ARC and PLC and signups and trying to help people understand how that works. And with the next Farm Bill coming up, I'm sure it will be a completely different group of people that we're providing that education to, depending on how things shake out for those programs. But that's one big thing that's changed over the years.
You know, Penny, as
Right.
you were talking, you used all those acronyms that are coming up for crop insurance, for the Farm Bill, et cetera, and it just made me realize once again, we speak in a very different language in ag of a lot of acronyms.
We do, and I actually give all of my Annie's participants a cheat sheet at the beginning of the program that goes through a lot of those acronyms and what they actually mean and where they come from. So they know what average daily gain abbreviation is, and ARC and PLC and all those fun things that most of us, know off the top of our head, but some of us has to stop and think about every once in a while. So.
When you were going through a few of those, there were a couple that I picked out, and what first came to mind with it is because I've kind of had to deal with this in recent months, and a lot of people across the entire United States, we're all being affected by this in one way or another. But with the increase in rates, interest rates on mortgages, loans, getting new equipment, what are some things that, with the rates increasing, that people should be aware of and how it could affect their operation?
Well, I think with interest rates increasing and there being more instability in loan lending and banking in general right now, you know, I think that Annie's project is great because it reminds you to rest on your laurels. So Annie, what her benefit to her operation was to keep records, and so she knew the prices of things, she knew where that operation stood. So when you look at where you're at in your operation, definitely take a hard look on what pieces of equipment or what loans you need in order to move forward, and what you are using your operating loan to maybe defer things. So make sure that you're aware of where your money is going and what best spots you can invest in the future versus just trying to keep up with your tax appointment at the end of the year.
That's a big one. So folks, we have been so ever so graciously blessed with the chance to visit today with Penny Nestor. She's with NDSU Extension. We've been talking about Annie's project. And so Penny, for folks who are listening, we've got just a few moments left. How could they sign up for Annie's project? How could they get in touch with Extension about it?
Well, Annie's project is usually offered in a majority of our county extension offices. So, the first step is to talk with your county agricultural and natural resources agent in your county. But you can also go to anniesproject.org. That's the national website to look at what Annie's project is over the entire country. And you can click on they have a map and it shows the state of North Dakota, and it'll list the Annie's projects that are coming up. Right now, there's no Annie's projects that are scheduled just because, on that weather side of things, it's really hard to schedule 6 weeks of meetings when the weather doesn't agree with you. So we're kind of putting that on hold right now.
Well, that's Justin's fault.
I didn't mean to shake
you guys
the
could straighten that out. That'd be great.
I'm sorry.
Oh, man. Oh, thank you so much, Penny. We're going to have people who are probably going to send an email to me, ag@flagfamily, and they're going to ask how to reach you. So ag@flagfamily.com, and I'll hook you up with Penny Nestor if you'd like. Thank you again. And we're going to catch up with the American Ag Network for markets. Everyone stay tuned for that, and then we'll recap weather and headlines after that.
Bear Meadow Nursing Home is a 42-bed skilled nursing facility in Fertile, Minnesota. They pride themselves on the small-town, close-knit, home environment feel it provides its residents. And Fair Meadow Nursing Home is now hiring for the following positions: CNA, LPN, CNA therapy aides, dietary cook, dietary aide, and housekeeping aides. Fair Meadow Nursing Home and Assisted Living is committed to providing seniors a rich, meaningful, and dignified life, focusing on physical, social, spiritual, and emotional needs in order to provide the best life journey possible.
Are you suffering from neuropathy? Do you experience stabbing pain, numbness, tingling, or burning in your feet? Are you tired of sleepless nights and avoiding life due to pain? If you've been diagnosed with neuropathy or are experiencing pain or numbness in your feet, pick up the phone and call us right now before it's too late at 701-929-7545. Again, that's 701-929-7545. Neuropathy is a very serious and progressive disease where your nerves start to break down. Eventually, it leads to balance problems, falls, complete loss of independence, and it can lead to amputation. Our program addresses the underlying causes and doesn't simply mask your symptoms with medication. In fact, many patients start experiencing relief from neuropathy symptoms within weeks. There's no surgery and no use of prescription drugs. Pick up the phone right now and call 701-929-7545. Call us today at Dakota Clinic of Chiropractic at 701-929-7545 today.
It's wild. It's unpredictable. It's back. Shooting Star Casino presents Coors PRTA Championship Rodeo. Friday, March 24th and Saturday, March 25th. 7:30 each night in the Fargo Dome. Top professional contestants from across the nation going head-to-head with the award-winning stock of Mossbrook Rodeos in 7 head-slamming, bone-jamming events and dance each night at Cowboy Jack's. Get tickets at the Fargo Dome box office or Ticketmaster.com. Kids are half price. Coors PRTA Championship Rodeo. March 24th and 25th in the Fargo Dome, where 8 seconds is a lifetime. Sponsored by Holiday Inn Express and your local Ram dealer.
Pucklet Chevrolet Buick GMC in Valley City makes it easy to find your next Chevrolet Buick GMC or pre-owned vehicle by offering a great selection at our best prices possible.
Plenty of volatility in the markets. You're listening to the American Ag Network. of Jesse Allen with this market update. We're talking now with Arlen Suderman of StoneX. Arlen, looking at this market trade, we have plenty to discuss. A lot of outside market pressure, dollar surging higher. I know that's a weight here on commodities. I want to start with the corn market, though. Another day of export sales to China, well over 1 million metric tons sold in 2 days of old crop corn. Corn a little bit higher in those old crop contracts. I just wonder your thoughts here. Is this something where this was already priced in, or are we just protecting corn from falling out of bed here with all the outside market pressure?
Oh, yes and yes. To some extent, the chatter about China buying has been there for quite some time, and cash sources would suggest that perhaps we've sold about 80 million bushels to China in this latest buying spree. Where they got a nice big price break when the prices started falling at the end of February. We've had 50 million, a little better than 50 million of that announced just within the last 2 days. So that certainly has helped the support for this corn market. We're also seeing some unwinding of spreads between soybeans and corn, between soybeans and wheat. Considering the fact that the dollar is up so sharply today, I think that business is helping to provide a little bit of support under the market, reducing what we might otherwise have in the way of losses. So the demand certainly helps. We've been trading poor demand for so long and been seeing it start to pick back up the last couple of weeks with China being part of it. And that's what we're trading today.
Again, that's Arlen Suderman of StoneX. Outside market pressure, we're watching the Dow down 600 points. Crude oil down a little over $4 a barrel. Soy complex under moderate pressure with corn and wheat mixed to slightly higher in wheat. Cattle and hogs under moderate pressure as well. This is the American Ag Network.
And welcome. That's all right. We'll start it, Justin. That's all right. Welcome back to Weather and Ag in Focus. Thank you for joining us. I'm Chief Meteorologist Dean Wysocki, along with Justin Storm and Bridgette Readel. It's been a great show today, and what a great thing, Annie's project.
It's been fabulous.
That is fantastic. Mm-hmm. And Bridgette and I were looking up, Googling when we went to break about Annie, and what a lady. I mean, to raise 4 kids and a farm and retire a millionaire and
married for 50 years, did most of that. Jeez. They were raising like chickens and turkeys and doing some grain farming. You know, you hear women talk about their egg money back in the 40s and 50s, et cetera.
Yeah.
You need a lot of eggs to make $1 million. I don't care who you are.
That's $1 million back then, not today.
Right. Do the math on that, because remember, I don't do math, so that's Justin's job.
I'll figure the math out. In the meantime, let's hit one of these ag topics that we've been teasing about for like the last 3 days and never gotten to.
What you got?
Oh, yes, there's so many good ones. Let's talk about the world phosphate solution, because there has been recent talks about in shortage or not as much for the demand.
Well, there's always that discussion, especially after we just came off the pandemic and so many situations with supply chain. And some of the discussion has been, are we going to be running out of any of our phosphate? Which, for those who aren't familiar, phosphate is one of our fertilizer ingredients, if you will, that we're using out in the field. And we get a lot of our phosphate from Morocco. They're actually sitting on about 80% of the proven global phosphate reserves. Experts basically say that reserve is still here for another 100 to 150 years. I think we're going to be okay there. Also, one little interesting side note, it has the largest conveyor belt system in the world. It's 60 miles through the Western Sahara before it ships at the ocean. The longest single conveyor is over 30 miles long, and that's in Australia. That's separate from this
30
system.
miles?
One conveyor is 30 miles,
of conveyor belt?
but when we're taking phosphate out of the mines in Morocco, we are going through a system of belts, and that's 60 miles of conveyor. Impressive.
Yeah.
Yep. So I don't think
It's
we're
like
going to run out of
something you
phosphate.
see in Minecraft.
I wouldn't know because I've never played that game. Thank you for asking, Justin.
You're missing out.
Right,
Just like the farming simulator. I did the math, and I forgot what the year was, so I just went 1970 because she passed away in the 90s, right? So
Yep.
she probably retired 20 years before then, maybe.
Possibly.
$1 million in 1970 is $7.75 million today.
You two owe me more friendship dues if I'm going to get to that. I just want you to know. I'm waiting. You can Venmo me. It's okay.
Would Girl Scout cookies work?
I'm the one who bought them.
Oh, that's right.
How is this going to work?
I'll give them back.
Wait a minute.
Sorry.
Okay, I know you want to talk about ag topics, but I have got to get this in because I am so excited that tomorrow on this show for Weather and Ag in Focus, we have Molly Ye.
You're like a little schoolgirl, I know.
Who's Molly Ye, Dean?
She is on the Food Network.
She is.
Yeah, so she's a superstar on there.
She is. So she is married to Nick Hagan, who
we had on.
He has sugar beets at East Grand Forks, Minnesota. Maybe he was at the Fargo Dome today and I missed him. I better check. But yes, we had Nick on here a while back in January. We now are going to be joined by his wife, Molly. She grew up in Chicago and also was in New York. And she married Nick. They came back to the family farm in East Grand Forks, Minnesota. Not only does she have her own show, she had a great food blog that I always followed. She has her own show on Food Network. She's got cookbooks, and she now has a restaurant in East Grand Forks, Minnesota.
And I was
going to say,
that's awesome.
Yeah.
Maybe we take a little road trip. You guys take a little road trip.
Right. You're already there.
Go catch some lunch. We'll go grab some lunch with Nick and Molly up at their restaurant.
I like that idea.
I got to have supper there one night.
Did you really?
I did.
Their sous chef.
Oh, so their sous chef. Wait, do you know this guy? Do we get more? What's the more here, Justin?
Their sous chef used to be my old sous chef. I worked with him for 6 years, so I know who he is very well.
We're going to get treated well.
Nice.
Yeah, I got to go.
Let's do this. Let's do this on a weekend then.
Yeah.
We're all off on the weekend.
You guys don't work on the weekends?
Well,
wait a minute.
Well, we're always working. But
we're always working.
We're not on air. We're not on air.
Ian, we're always always got the eye on the sky for you.
When I was in Grand Forks for the International Crop Expo back in February, a good friend of mine is Rob Sharkey with Shark Farmer TV and the Shark Farmer podcast, and he and his wife were in town, and we went to Molly's restaurant, Molly Ye's, because they had interviewed her that day, and in fact, Molly was on his show, Shark Farmer TV, just last week. Just by coincidence, that worked out. Yeah, so I'm looking forward to it. Please catch that tomorrow.
It would be fun. Our producer goes, "What is this weekend you guys speak of?"
Yeah, our producer, he's always working. He even works. I came in here on a Sunday. I'm like, "What are you doing here on a Sunday?" He's like, well, somebody's got to run the church services for on air. I'm like,
actually,
rock star.
I want to know that Jacob apparently watches Downton Abbey like I do, because I knew right where that quote came from. What is this weekend you speak of?
Well, speaking of our producers, we want to give them a big thank you. Michael and Jacob, wouldn't be possible to do the show without them. And as well, thank you for listening today. We're out of time, but we'll be back tomorrow 1 to 2. Remember, Molly A will be our special guest tomorrow, so make sure you tune in.
970 WDAY AM and 93.1 FM, Fargo Moorhead.